Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to get started with a little bit of moisturizer, and I'm using the Shea Moisture Problem Skin African Black Soap Moisturizer. I've been using this skincare line and I've been loving it. So I'm just going to take a very little bit and it will help, you know, mattify the skin. So first I'm going to prime my nose and my smile lines, and I'm going to actually use an eyeshadow primer because I find that if I don't, I will have like creasage and then oil separation on my nose. So that's what I'm starting off with first, and I'm using the NYX eyeshadow base in Skin Tone to do that. I'm going to use my usual primer because I know that it works well with most foundation, and that's the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. So I'm gonna just put that on the rest of my face. Okay, so I ordered my foundation on the LA Girl website because I didn't see any of my local beauty supply stores carrying it like they carry the concealers that they also have. So I had to eyeball it. I do not like buying foundations online because most of the time you could get it wrong, and there was one shade darker than this one and it looked way too dark for me, which is a good thing because that means they're catering to darker skinned women of color, which is wonderful. So I'm hoping that this is the right shade because on the website it looked to me just a teensy bit darker than this, and I just don't know. Now this doesn't really promise anything, but on the bottle it says it's pro coverage, it's HD, and it's long wearing and illuminating. We're gonna be testing to see if it gives good HD coverage, if it's long wearing, and if it's illuminating. And it says for directions to apply, use a brush or a sponge. And mine is in the shade Rich Cocoa, which is the second darkest shade that they have. This looks like the Makeup Forever HD foundation. However, I don't have that foundation to compare this to it. So you might have to watch somebody else's video for that. It does come with a pump. It looks like somebody at their factory might have used it because I have not opened it. I don't like that. I like the little LA Girl engraved around it. I think that's a cute, nice detail. I like that it's clear so that you can see how much product you're using. I love that it has a pump. This retailed for $10 and you get almost 1 fluid ounce of product, so a little bit less than if you were to buy an average foundation in the drugstore. So I'm just gonna pump a little bit on the back of my hand. Let's see. Ooh, it kind of shoots out, but it's not moving around on my hand. So that makes me think it's gonna be kind of matte. The second time I pumped, it got all on the foundation bottle, so that's not cool. Leaves for a kind of messy application. Doesn't have any weird smells or anything, which is good. I'm gonna just take some and apply it onto my face. And we're gonna do half of the face with a sponge and half with a brush. So this is how messy the bottle looks after squirting it like from this little angle. I feel like it shouldn't hit the bottle just because it's at this angle. I don't know. So that's kind of gross. I'm gonna use a towel to wipe that up. This half of my face, I'm gonna use a brush, and I'm starting off with this flat top brush. And these brushes, I got these from Amazon as a gift for my birthday. I do know the link though, so I will link it down below because these brushes are fire. Hunty, they're fire. It looks very good. I would say this is like a medium coverage. It feels very lightweight. It literally feels like nothing is on my skin at all. I want to see how buildable it is because I just out of curiosity, I guess. Looks very nice though. I'd say it looks very illuminating, nice and glowy. So now I'm going to try two different sponges. I'm going to use my Morphe sponge, and then I'm going to use my Real Technique sponge. This is what it looks like with the sponge so far. It doesn't apply terribly with the sponge. I think the sponge is okay, but it definitely, if you want more control over the coverage, I think the sponge would be a good option. So here's the side with the brush versus the side with the sponge. Brush, sponge. I typically like foundation application with a brush better because I like more coverage. So I say the brush wins this round, but it works well with both. So that's good. I'm going to apply a couple more pumps just because I want a little bit more coverage and I want to test its buildability. Well, I'm taking one more pump, especially on this side. So this is what it's looking like with about 3 pumps in total. So it looks very nice, looks luminous like it says it will. It's got a nice coverage to it upon initial application. It gives you a nice medium coverage, but I just like full coverage, so it builds to full. So I'm liking it so far. I really like the Milani 2-in-1 foundation, as you guys know, and I'll link that in this video as well. But the thing about that one is after wearing it for a while, you do start to feel it on your face. So it'll be interesting to see if this one is lightweight throughout the day. Really liking it. Really liking it. So I finished my full face, and I will say that my concealer that I usually use, which is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, it's a very hydrating concealer. I found it just a wee bit harder to blend out on this foundation in particular, but you know, no biggie, I guess. If you guys like this look, I will leave a link to the tutorial, or tutorial will be coming shortly after this video. Not sure which one I'm uploading first. Yeah, we're gonna do some check-ins throughout the day, and then I will let you guys know at the end of the day if I would repurchase this or not. It is 11 o'clock on the dot right now, so we will check back in a few hours. Hey guys, so it is almost 4 o'clock. It is 3:38, as you can see right here. I'm in my car. My sister and I are doing some Christmas shopping. I'm gonna look in the mirror real quick. Oh my. Okay, so my nose right in this area has a lot of separation. It looks like a blackish spot is on my face. That's not cool. And then my smile line, I always have a little bit of an issue with my smile line, but usually the eyeshadow base kind of helps with that problem. So we'll have to check it by the end of the day, but my nose looks pretty disgusting. I didn't realize that until just now. It's definitely separated around my mouth area. That's not good. Almost looks like I have a little mustache. I think that it looks nice except for my nose. So I'm gonna I never touch up, but I'm just gonna pat a little bit because this is embarrassing. It's pretty oily as well, so I'm blotting a little bit with my fingers, but you know, the rest of my face looks really good. But that nose though, it still feels pretty lightweight. Coverage and everything's still there. It doesn't transfer much at all. Even as I was setting it, you didn't see a bunch of brown on my fingers, so that's good. I just don't like how my nose hella separated and then this little shindig right here, but I can't be too pressed about that because like y'all see in my other ones that I do, that always is an issue. So we'll just see how my nose looks in a couple more hours. So we're in Joann Fabrics right now because my sister wants to buy some edible glitter, but we don't really see any. And we've been doing Christmas shopping, so we're getting that out the way. You guys want to see my tree topper? It's only $2.50. My foundation hasn't changed much since the last time you guys saw me, which was about 2.5 hours ago, so it's like 6 o'clock now. So yeah, just give me guys a little check-in. My lipstick looks a hot ass mess, but that's okay because we're judging me for my foundation, not my lipstick. We're about to dig in. Turn up. I don't even know what this is, but I just decided to be mysterious or spontaneous today, not mysterious. Hey you guys, so it's the end of the day. It's really nighttime now. It is almost 8 o'clock. That clock over there, dang, I can't zoom in, but I promise you guys it's almost 8 at night. I'm in my kitchen. You guys see my beautiful tree in there? Isn't it pretty? Excuse how fudged up my mouth looks right now, but this is my nose. It's separated pretty bad, in my opinion. I just finished eating dinner, as you guys saw, so that's why my lips look effed up. I feel like my face looks okay. It looks quite luminous, still a bit oily, but not a lot of foundation transferred. Like my highlight, my blush, and my contour is still all there. Just a lot of separation in my nose. And I did wipe my mouth in this area because of all the food that I was eating. It was a bit greasy because it was Mexican food. This foundation, as we remember, it said that it was HD coverage, long wearing, and illuminating. I feel like HD coverage should not separate on the nose. So I feel like that's a little bit questionable. It started off great in the day, of course. It still feels like there's not really anything on my face, even though it's a little tad bit oily now. Long wearing, it's been 9 hours. So it wore good for 9 hours, you know. I feel like it does still look kind of luminous, glowy, I don't know. So out of 10 stars, I would give it an 8 because it does separate a little bit throughout the day. Can't give it an A+. If I had to buy it again, would I buy it again? I would, because it wasn't terrible. And then also I could set my face with powder as well. Alrighty guys, so I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any of my future content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out. Whoopsies.
I was gonna say, I'll give you points for that, Josh.
Alrighty guys.
My purse on my phone from your purse. Sorry, Snapchat.
This is YouTube.
Sorry, YouTube.
Okay. So it is